Boom. And we're live on the internet. Hold on, nobody can probably hear us yet. You can hear me, of course. But what is going on? I didn't hit that. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. Boom. Now they can hear you too. What's
All
up,
right.
Javier? What is that?
Well, just got a message right now. But they're all good. Taking a kind of a week off. Rarely rains in California, but it seems to rain every time I come back from a show. So I haven't been able to write much, but you know, enjoying.
What do you mean? That's when the chocolate cake is there, as they say.
Yeah, but that also means I have to wash my bike after doing that, and I really don't want to wash my bike.
My bike's still dirty for like 3 months.
Yeah, but no one tells you anything about it, dude. I hear it every day.
Well, nobody's even seen it. It's
You know
been
how
in
it
my
is.
garage.
Everyone hears school. Yeah, people here sees it, and everyone's cool. All bikes are shiny, new graphics every couple weeks, and there I am, dude. Beat up bike graphics are peeling off, and it's hard to look sharp. When you don't do any work. Boom.
I know it. That's why I just made my bikes look like shit purposefully, and then it was like it wasn't a big deal.
All right, yeah, yeah, I'll try that.
Remember? Do you remember when I had that brown Honda where I just spray painted the side panels? It
No,
was
I
it,
never saw that one.
it was a long time ago, but it was hideous.
On purpose.
Yeah, so that I didn't have to really wash it because it just looked dirty anyway. So that was the whole plan.
I'm gonna get graphics like that then. Dirty graphics.
Exactly. Just get graphics that already look like dirt, and then you're fine.
Good plan, dude. Good plan.
I was trying to do something, but I can't right now. So, now it's just you and I. All right. So you were actually at Night of the Jumps, Berlin, 2020. Did you? I know you competed in the team contest, but did you do, obviously individual run and everything too, right? Or that's all it was
Well,
team stuff.
the whole contest was it's that format. It's They call it the Nations FMX, where they have two countries. They have Germany, some other country. This time was Spain, and then they have the team world, where they just like pretty much pick and choose a bunch of riders from all over the world to compete against the other two teams. And I was part of the team world, where I have one guy from England and the other guy from Australia, and we pretty much shredded the whole competition, dude.
You're basically like the new world order. You're like Big Brother. You guys just go in there with whoever you want and do whatever you want.
That was pretty much it, dude. And we're down talking everyone and not respecting any rules, riding as much as we wanted. And if they didn't like us, they could sue us.
So you're basically being like America.
Yeah,
It was
pretty much. But
basically
with allies,
America versus the world.
basically like that. It's American attitude versus the rest of the countries.
And did you come out on top?
Well, the first night we did, we freaking smoked them. Yeah, I mean, we got a good advantage on the points by the final event because you got different events. You got they start with a singles run, so we do each of the three riders we do or single runs. So the first part of the first three riders of I mean the first rider of each team goes on their single run. Then right after that they have a whip contest, which is judged until the final part of the whip contest, which is picked by the crowd, which is tilt a little bit towards Germany somehow. Then after that you got the second part of the FMX run, like the second riders go in their single sessions. Then you got synchros, where two riders do their synchro runs. Then you got the last part of the single sessions and best trick, and all the points add up. to see who's going to win the night. And well, Spain didn't have a really good format on their team the first night, so they ended up losing a bunch of points. And two of the German riders messed up their first two runs, which gave us a massive advantage for finals, and we ended up winning for like 4 or 5 points after best trick.
Nice.
That was the first night. Second night was a little bit tighter. We showed up into finals tied on the score with Germany. Spain had one less rider because Michael Navarro got hurt on his single run and broke his bike on a front flip. He cased on the mechanical ramp. He cased the landing. His elbow got hurt and his head stem broke, so he wasn't able to wasn't able to compete on synchros. So, they weren't able to compete enough or get enough points for finals. But Germany and Team World showed up to finals tied, and I feel like we should have won because Luke Ackerman did a double flip on his uh, on his best trick, and or best trick rider, which was Shinny, did a double flip one hander. But they say that wasn't enough. But you know that's how it goes. Also, we lost the advantage on the best whip contest. It was Jamie Squeeby against uh, Kai Hase from Germany, and when it was he was whipping pretty good, but being the local guy, he smoked us on the crowd cheering.
That bastard.
Yeah, but I mean, it gave it a lot of excitement because we were tied for finals, and I thought only the best trick counted, so it was me and Shinny representing for best trick, and they have Kai Hase and Luke Ackerman representing Germany. So I was like, oh, I got this. And freaking Kai Hasse goes and throws a no-handed front flip, and I just did a heart attack flip, and I did not see that one coming. And they beat us for like 3 points.
Yeah. Well, at least it was nice and close.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun, dude, and it's a nice format. Like not all the weight of the contest falls on your shoulders, but it still keeps you on the edge and it keeps it competitive. So it was pretty fun. It goes by really quick too. You're not stressing the whole time about what run you have to set up and everything, so it helps a lot.
Nice. I'm trying to figure out. I don't think we're live on YouTube or on Facebook. It says we're live, but when I go to it, I can't watch it. So But YouTube is good.
I'll share this on my Facebook later.
Yeah, I'll just upload it later if I have to. But hopefully, the problem was that I scheduled it. It got like scheduled to go live at 7, so I think that's the issue.
Uh,
Um, there's always some kind of issue. It can't just work. You know what I mean?
I mean, we have to look like amateurs doing this all the time.
That's right. Trying to reset output settings. So soon we're gonna start the video in there. Basically, all the videos that Night of the Jumps themselves put up, and we'll just talk about what's going on. I thought for sure that there was a full video up, but apparently there is not. So,
Well, it's not out there yet because they have the live broadcast, I think, or something like that you have to pay.
well,
So they
no,
hold.
he said this year they're not doing live broadcasts like that anymore. They're doing it on their Facebook. But the issue was for some reason in Germany he didn't find out until like the day of that they couldn't do the live stream. So there was no live stream for this first one, but there was supposed to be, but he just found out right before. So that's why there's not a live stream for this one. But in the future, I'm gonna be doing like companions when they're actually live. I guess unless they're 3 in the morning, but maybe we'll still do it
Man, actually, no, it should be early for you.
like in the
'Cause,
afternoon.
yeah, because we started shows like at I want to say like 7 or 8 p.m. German
Yeah.
time, it is what, like 5 hours for you? 5 hour time difference
Um,
earlier for you?
I yeah, something like that. Five between 5 and 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll work. All right, so I'm gonna run in the other room. I'm gonna switch screen right here, and I'm gonna run in the other room and start playing the videos, and then we'll discuss. Realize you can't see what's going on here.
Not at all.
Boom! Now you
Oh,
are.
there we go.
There's Kai doing a front flip. What was this for?
Uh,
Best
yeah, I
trick.
think that was best trick because this is the Rocky and Antonio doing the tandem backflip. That was a Spain Team Spain best trick.
So they only used one for their whole team thing. They only used one bike.
No, because it was for them. It was four riders. It was them two. It was Michael Mero and this other kid, Mark Mignon, who's doing the surfer takeoff tsunami flip. Pretty good. Pretty good extension. But I mean, I wish my back done like that.
Yeah, but didn't you used to put your head through?
Yeah,
If he
yeah. I
got
mean,
his head
that's the
through.
only way I can get my feet that further away from the bike. I can't bend my back like that.
So imagine if he put his head through and did that with his friggin' back. It'd be like Remy Bazaar's old one.
Right? It would be Remy Bizarre. Oh, and this is the final best trick. It was Josh and Luke going for the double flip on the train. That was pretty sick, dude. It was like pretty cool for show to watch that, even though it wasn't the best trick contest.
Yeah. Imagine you know what it's like following somebody and have to flip. Like it's a little bit weird. Imagine following somebody like and have to look by them so you could rip the shit out of a double flip.
Yeah, and then hope that the freaking rev is not shaking or moving or tilting.
That's true too. Is this a long? This is an interview.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Do you
run.
know any German that we can translate that?
No, I'm gonna run over there and fast forward.
Working with Kelly, we could really build.
All right, I guess this is the. Oh, there's our boy. There's the ad on it. Fucking motherfuckers.
Great. So you advertising for bad people too? Sweet.
That's right. Universal Studios, everybody. Go to.
It's
they got
day one
three
here,
awesome
and we've
endless
got
cars.
10 riders from 8 different countries and 2 faces we haven't seen in a
Hold on.
very long time.
Talk about
it's
this,
Fred
Rick.
Carrillos from Brazil and the legend Adam Jones from America, who hasn't been seen at
I
Night of the
can't even
Jumps
see what
for
I'm supposed
12
to talk about.
years.
This internet went to
After
crap here.
qualification, the best 6 riders made it through to the final. And Libor Podnol, he was the first rider out as the 6th place qualifier. He had a pretty good run, but when it came to the double up, Libor went for that California roll.
Good job
Unfortunately, the
talking,
front
Fred.
dropped, and he
Hey.
couldn't get his leg over.
Oh, dude,
and he had
this
to
is
throw the bike
That's
away,
old.
and he took a very
Yeah.
Yeah,
heavy,
this is
nasty
really last
crash.
year. Dude, so that clash was pretty
The
gnarly.
next rider out,
that
it was Javier
Libor-
Villegas.
Libor
It was so
Podmol,
good to see him
first
make it through
time
to the
competing
final.
on the
He put together an awesome run, although the
Husqvarna
wheels did almost fall off the
300
wagon
or something.
when he went for that Superman egg roll just to get
and
that same
he was
amplitude.
sketched
Just
out
rushed
that
out
oh
on the
that's me
landing.
going
But he
down.
finished it.
He was sketched out that the bike was looping too much,
Grab
so he
Indy
kind of set it a little bit
backflip,
lower.
a
He
trick I
lost
don't
grip
even
of
think Javier has ever landed
the
to that
handlebars.
before.
He wasn't able to come back to the bike.
For a
It was
former
pretty
world
rough.
champion,
Oh, 'cause it
I'm
dropped
sure it
on
felt
him
good for
instead
Javier
of-
to
Yeah.
sit back
Got
in
it.
that
Yeah,
hot
so when
seat
he
after
went
such
back,
a long
he
time.
his leg over
After a long time in the night of the
seat,
jumps
he just
wilderness,
kicked
it was
the
awesome
side
to
panel
see
and the bike
Adam
just went
Jones
away.
back here in competition,
Yikes.
and he made his way through into the top
Yeah,
six final,
yeah,
and then on to
there's no
the
way for
podium
that.
in
But
third
yeah, this was
position
Munich
with
last year.
tricks
Even
like
Adam
that
Jones was there,
no-handed
dude.
bar hop to
Yeah.
It was
McMets
pretty
to
polemic
no-hand
because,
lander. Very
how
old
they
school
give us
trick,
these rules
but
about
then
using
throwing in
every
that
ramp
huge
and the
dead body
prototype and everything.
backflip
If
in
not,
the
you
double
can
up.
lose
For
points.
all of that
But
experience,
Adam Jones was like,
huge
screw
tricks,
that, I
and
don't care
awesome
about
extension.
using
That's
those ramps because
exactly
they're
why he
gay.
made it to
His
the
words.
top three in the podium.
And he
the
got
battle
this place.
rages between Michael Malero
All the
and
other
Luke
guys
Ackerman.
were
Michael put together an
flipping on that
awesome
because
run
everyone's,
with
you know,
that
going
flare knack and
to use the
finishing
other
it
ramps, like
with
using
that
Malero,
awesome no-handed front flip off the mechanized.
front flip ramp and all that. But Jones has
Get
that,
back on and just go for a
super
no-hand landing.
Gumby stretchy
Michael
style
put
that
together a
helps him in
huge run,
sports.
but it
Well,
wasn't
and tricks that
even
he's been
close
doing for
to catching up to
12
Luke
years
Ackerman
that
tonight
nobody
here
else
in
has even
Munich.
thought of
The
trying.
German
Yeah,
Wunderkind put together
there's
a
that too,
huge
the
run. That
uniqueness of the
massive
tricks. He
heart
was doing
attack
a
Indy backflip, I think the biggest we've
massive
ever seen
backflip
from
dead
him,
bodies
as well as a
and
surfer
those fire
takeoff
sail
to
things.
tsunami backflip, and then finishing it with
All right,
not
let me
just
try to
one
get a
double
reset.
backflip, but two, and on the second double backflip, he went for the knack-knack. It was all twisted up, it almost under-rotated, and he somehow reeled it in and landed it. With a couple of sketchy landings, it was still.
But he is a beast when it comes to riding that bike. The front flare.
That's not our reason because it's 2019, dude. I saw that.
About the man I work for.
There we go. Now
Hi and
we're
welcome
into
to the
night of
fifth round
jumps
of
actual,
competition in the 2019
page. That's
Freestyle
why I keep
Motocross
jumping
World
other
Championships
shit.
for FIM at Night of the Jumps here
Yeah,
inside the
it's
Hallen
much better.
Stadium in
Much
Zurich,
better. So
Switzerland.
here, now it'll go through a better whole list of videos that have to do with this event.
Coming
Round
into the
five,
Swiss
so
round of
this
competition,
is-
we've
they
already
don't
seen a
go the
huge
calendar
dominance by Luke Ackerman.
No, that's
He has
from
already
last year,
won
dude.
4
This is from
competitions
last year
out of
again?
4 for the season so
you
far.
press,
Over the 5-time
2019.
reigning world
I saw
champion,
the title
Michael
video
Malero,
right
who has been
before I started. You
relegated
couldn't
to
hear me.
second at
All
each
right, you
occasion.
couldn't hear me.
For one night only here in Zurich, you can expect to see some of the best action in
this
freestyle motocross, and we also
Really,
have
live cast
a
is
world's
amazing.
first
Just like
premiere
standing
at an
up, going back
FIM
down,
freestyle
sitting down
motocross
again.
world championship.
Really professional.
Looking
thing.
back at the
We're not
last
gonna get
round
many
in
views from this. Who's gonna be wondering, hey, where is Klein still
When it comes to riding that
coming up
bike.
and not staying there? You see, 2019, right there, Adam Jones, 2019.
The front flare. Oh, he's going.
There shouldn't be that many videos though. In 2020, because it's been only one event. I have no idea what video we're gonna see now. Same one. Oh yeah. You left the ad.
I know.
Dude, this is probably like your comedy show that you do.
I need a remote person in the other room running it.
Yeah, why don't you do it on that computer instead?
Because that one's not powerful enough to do all this.
Oh, I
But
see.
so like right now we're at 40 something CPU usage. If I was playing that video also on my computer, we'd be at like 70 to 80. All right, so these are all the raw dog highlights. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I said. Luke's still crashing.
Yeah, I mean, he just throws his bike around, dude. Like, he's getting mad. everything, but he pretty much threw his bike around and make it happen. That was one of the cool
Whoa.
new things we saw, like the drop back flip Superman by Mark Neal.
That's
That
kind
looks
of
very
cool.
scary. It's like a mini super flip drop.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do it into that airbag, but then he didn't like it. He thought the airbag wasn't long enough, so he's like, I might as well just go to dirt.
Cool.
Yeah, right.
Man after your own heart, right? You're first. I remember you were flipping super kickers, and then one day you were like, "Yeah, I just flipped a regular ramp today. I was over it."
That's right. Wasn't that the first show we did in Chile or something?
No, I thought you just did it in Florida one day.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Because I was supposed to go to Chile for like 2-3 months, and I knew there was no super kickers over there, so I was like, I might as well just get on the regular ramp, like 2 days before traveling, like super smart.
Dude, that doubles run is hilarious. Where the one,
That
yeah, dude, it's gnarly. And then the one guy ducks and the other guy goes over him. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, they do a bunch of tricks. That, like I've seen them do like super flips into the foam pit though, but like that, like tandem super flips. They're pretty insane, dude. Like I haven't seen that many people do that.
No, who would want to?
No, me, dude. No. I don't want to be hugging a guy on a dirt bike. I don't want to be getting freaking
Hugged either? You don't want me to squeeze
no,
you tight?
no.
As I-
I'm gonna pass, dude. I'm gonna pass. Not my thing, dude. Not my cup of tea.
But you're okay with other people having that cup.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. It's their body, dude. They can do whatever they want.
Your live video starts on 2 Wheels of Freedom in 3 minutes. That's why.
For the Facebook one,
Yeah, the Facebook one.
so we haven't been live the whole time.
Not on Facebook. We are on YouTube, though. Just the YouTube video is annoying as fuck with me leaving the computer like every 30 seconds to fix the video in the other room. I saw you got to hold up your own flag there.
Yeah. They have a flag for each country that was there, dude, and of course I was putting it in front of everyone. I don't have that many chances to show the flag of my country, so it's like screw you guys. I don't care.
Texas?
Are you gonna go?
The Texas
Yeah.
flag?
Yeah, the Texas.
Or Puerto Rican, right? The Puerto Rico flag's super close.
It's in between the Chile, Texas, and American flag.
Puerto Rican kind of is an American flag, is it not? It's like the alternate American flag.
Yeah, it has the triangle with the blue triangle with the white star and the stripes.
Exactly. I just switched, so it's
So
just
what we're gonna
us.
talk about now that there's no video.
The next video will come up right now. There's a Peloton ad, so I figured we didn't need to.
Oh, you're not advertising for other people.
No, we're gonna try to skip out of that. I wish it would shut the fuck up, though, so we could just go back to the video.
Oh, because you can't skip the ad either.
I could, but again, I'd have to run into the other room.
It's good cardio, man. Sprints. You're doing sprints right now.
The problem
There's a break in
is,
the sweat.
every time I come back, you're just sitting here quiet.
No, I've been talking. I just get quiet when you rewatch the video. You'll see how much crap I've been talking about you standing up.
This is the preview. This is before the event even happened. If you want to buy tickets, it's too late.
Hi and welcome to the very first stop of the 2020 Night of the Jump season for the World Tour here in Berlin, Germany, in front of the Mercedes-Benz.
Steve was telling me, he was like, dude, I love
Freestyle
Javier's
motocross
so
competitions
funny.
with Night of the Jumps.
He's like,
and
I
this time in
basically hire
Berlin,
him
to
for the
kick off the
comedic,
season, we're going to bring something special.
relief.
We've got the teams event.
Pretty
It's
much.
Freestyle of
That's
Nations. We've
what
got
we
the
do. We
best
just laugh,
riders
and then
from
I
the
talk about
best
my
countries
helmet.
all
I
around
ride,
the world. And they're going to compete
take
in
my
all
helmet off
different
and keep on
disciplines
laughing.
of freestyle
That's pretty much
motocross.
or dynamic on that event.
He told me that the
First of
time
all,
the
we've
reason
got
he
the
really liked
current,
you, I think it must have been
reigning,
probably
and youngest
Germany,
ever FIM world champion,
I'm
the
assuming where they
Wunderkind
had
from
the
Germany.
floating
It is
course.
Luke
Did you
Ackermann,
ride that,
and he's got an extra special
X-Fighter?
training going on right behind
No,
me
no, I
the
didn't.
night before competition,
So
trying to
it
get
was
his
somewhere
body in
where you
all
guys
different
were on an
positions
island
in
and you had to ride a
280
boat out
kilometre per
to
hour
the-
wind turbine here at the Hurricane
Australia.
Factory
Red
in
Wax
Berlin.
Fighters, Australia.
I don't know if his
And
Husqvarna
you were
will
riding
ever
a
get
boat
that
and he said
fast,
everybody was
but this is the
nervous,
kind of thing that
and you
really
were
gives him
just
so much
ripping
more
jokes the
spatial
whole time.
awareness, especially
And
when
I'm
he's
like,
throwing
I didn't
down
want
those
to tell
huge
him, but
tricks
you were just
in
trying to
freestyle
fuck with
motocross.
everybody. I
Luke
already
managed
knew
to
your
win his
game.
first ever title by winning an impressive 6 out
And
of 7
there is a little bit of that, but also that's how I deal with me being
tricks
nervous. Like
in
if I make
freestyle
myself laugh,
motocross, and he threw it out
I
with
forget that
complete
I'm nervous.
dominance over the
so
field
that's
every
pretty much my
single
strategy every
round.
time
While
I
Luke
start cracking
dominated in
jokes. Like, I can feel the
2019,
pressure,
this
and
is
I release the
Freestyle of
pressure by
Nations,
just
and
being
he
a
can't
jackass
just win
in
this
front of
on his
everyone.
own. He's coming with a whole team
Yeah, I
for
mean,
Team
that's
Germany,
true.
and it's his
I
older brother,
I used to-
Hannes
well,
Ackermann. He
you and I
really
were good
impressed
for that in the
everybody
locker
in
room. We'd start joking
2019,
around and
especially
stuff,
when he
and
turned up in
more so
Munich
us being
with that
nervous
brand
than
new
anything
front
else,
flip,
but
and then threw out
that
the
irritates a lot
no-hander,
of people
hitting the
sometimes
mechanical
when
ramp,
they're nervous
throwing the
and you're
hands off
just
and holding
making
it as long as possible.
But
Yeah, like they
The
take. I
third
mean,
rider
it's
for
not that I
Team
don't take it
Germany,
seriously.
it's
I
the
do take it
Berliner, the
very
local
seriously. My
hometown
life on the
hero,
line, my-
Kai Haase.
Mostly my
He's got
paycheck,
some
but
of the
my life on
biggest
the line,
whips
too.
in the game, some
But,
awesome old school tricks,
you know, like,
but of course
these
he's got the
people take it
banger,
so
that
serious.
lazy boy
It's like,
backflip
this
that looks
guy
like he just
fucking
does it
cracking
in his
jokes, dude,
sleep.
I'm trying to focus on my thing, and I can't focus because this guy's being a jackass.
Returning to
They
Freestyle of
get
Nations,
irritated,
it's the
and probably
team
that
that
is
won
just
the
why they
very
don't have
first
any
one
sponsors anymore.
back into
did you go and ride? Did you go and
Belka.
into this?
But
wind
this
tunnel?
time, we're coming
Did
into
you keep showing?
Berlin. Michael Malera, he was
No,
part
no,
of the
that was
original
like,
team. He's just come off
few
of a
days before
recently
we got there.
reconstructed shoulder. Can he
But
go
I
up
think
against
sure
Team
that's just a
Germany
lyric
and
in
the
there.
world team with some of those big tricks that
They're
got him
showing all
there?
footage
He's a
from last
five-time
year's,
world
Night of
champion.
the
He's got a
Jumps.
lot more
Like
experience.
doing a recap of what it was.
There are no rules in freestyle motocross, and
This
Team
year we
Spain,
have the
they're
part
going
five.
all out.
They say
Mark
because we
Pignol,
had
he'll be the
the
second
Motorbike
rider out for
BMX
competition.
show that was
He's got
taking
some huge
some
tricks.
room, so
He's got
there was
huge
no room
whips. He
to set up
wins
the
best
prototype
whip
there.
competitions every other time
So
he
the
comes to
next
Night
one
of the
is in
Jumps.
Munich.
But he's got something new
Yeah, in
for
about,
Berlin, Night of the Jumps. Let's see what he can do
month
with
and
the
a half or
plat.
so. It's gonna
If
be
Mark
Munich
Pignol
tonight.
doesn't break enough rules in freestyle motocross competition,
But,
the
different
next
format.
two
It's not
guys
gonna be,
will. Antonio
like,
Navas and
freestyle
Rocky
of the
Florenza
nations.
will
It's gonna
create
be like the
history
regular
by
format.
becoming the first riders to
Everyone
ever compete in a
against
freestyle
everyone,
motocross
screw
competition
the rest
in
of you guys,
tandem.
you know,
Two
everyone for
riders.
himself.
Got it. That's the way it's supposed to be.
If you thought the German and the Spanish teams
yeah,
were good,
sure.
wait until you see
Yeah,
the
but now I
world
have
team
to
lineup.
freaking get a
England's
good
best
podium to
rider,
get
the
a good
elder
paycheck.
statesman,
So
Jamie
there's more
Squibbly there
pressure.
with
So
some of the biggest
I will
whips.
probably crack
He's
more
also
jokes.
got a
You were
former
just like, I'll
FIM
just
world
let
champion,
Sheeny
Javier
handle this
Villegas,
one.
is coming back after a
And,
big
next time
2019
it's
series.
just
He's got some
on
of the biggest and cleanest tricks
Pretty
in the
much,
game
dude.
of freestyle
So-
motocross. We saw a
dude, that
double
last
grab
year-
backflip from him
That
in
was last year. I did a
2019.
double grab, Indian flip,
Got
and I
perfect
didn't do
out.
many. Yeah, I
While the
didn't do many of
Germans have
those,
the
but yeah, I
Wunderkind
almost
Luke
did my
Ackermann,
freaking
the Spanish team are
handlebar,
breaking all the
probably
rules,
got my
the world
feet
team
back
have
in
their
bed. That
secret
was the last
weapon
one I
up their
did.
sleeve. He is the Red Bull X Fighters World Tour
seems like
champion.
a good reason.
He's won an X Games gold medal. He is
Hey,
the
the main
unicorn,
reason
and he is
for
the only
practice.
rider ever to land a triple
But, yeah,
backflip. Josh
that's one of the
Sheehan
reasons.
is returning to Night of the
I
Jumps
haven't seen
after
the
so
series. I
many
haven't
years,
seen
and he
the
is going to
series
come
about
with some of
but,
the
I
biggest
think it's probably
tricks
about the
in
riders are going to compete. Say like, yeah, Sheen is gonna, gonna show up to the ER on Monday with
He's
a
just
massive
finished his run
lower
here at
back
the
injury
Hurricane
for taking the
Factory,
weight of the
Luke
team the whole
Ackermann.
weekend.
It looks like so much fun in there. Just give us a
Who
bit
is
of an
that?
idea what it's like to just
Oh,
spin around
which
inside
one?
this turbine
floating
at the
around
Hurricane
in his
Factory.
gear.
Yeah, it's so much fun
I'm
in there,
gonna
you
say
know.
it's,
I wish
Luke
I could
Ackermann.
have my bike here
Red Bull helmet.
and
Yeah, it's Luke
practice
Ackermann.
in there as well,
I
but
bet it's just
now it's
somebody
finally
else
time
dressed
to
in
go in the arena and to ride my bike.
Let's see
Well,
what
you
happens. No
think
Husqvarna
too
here, but
big,
there'll
too
definitely
heavy
be one
for-
inside the Mercedes-Benz arena.
Awesome,
Let's
man.
see
Too
what
much
goes
muscle
down for the
sinks,
Freestyle of
everybody knows
Nations.
that.
Yeah.
No.
Well, he's the starter. Oh,
He
dude,
may.
sweet. We're gonna see Kai Hase FMX vlog from what
Willkommen
happened.
zum Kai Hase Vlog Nummer
Is he speaking in German
2.
too?
Und zwar
Yeah. If you want
von
to
der
crank
Night of
it
the
up,
Jumps
we
aus
can,
Berlin,
you know,
meine Heimatstadt.
translate, do
Ich
like
bin gerade
that,
auf dem
those
Weg
bad
dahin.
translations. We pretend that
Euch
he's
strahlt
saying
die Sonne
something
ins
he's
Gesicht.
not at all.
We'll just do it.
You can
without
start
the
running
sound.
now and close that ad if you want.
I'll
Es
see if
ist
there's a better video.
9:28 Uhr, bin kurz davor anzukommen und um 9:30 Uhr ist Fahrerbesprechung. Also läuft alles nach deutscher Zeit. Ja, ich hatte die Woche probiert zu trainieren, beziehungsweise hatte eine Frontflip-Rampe von der Night of the Jumps bekommen. Konnte Dienstag springen, habe mir ein paar Gedanken gemacht, wollte Mittwoch was ausprobieren. Mittwoch hat es leider die ganze Zeit durchgeregnet, beziehungsweise
event,
es hat
he was,
immer
that
mal
was the
wieder
first time he
aufgehört,
did a front
aber das hat
flip
nicht ausgereicht, dass die Anfahrt trocken wurde.
and he looked pretty solid on those front flips. Not that I think I'm gonna try them again, but he looked pretty solid, even though cheater ramps, how they call them. Just makes it
Ab
easier.
jetzt
So easy that
holt Schokolade das Beste aus dir raus. Neo.
Best trick, day 1.
Oh, okay. So we had at least
God.
different this time.
Should I block him? He does a nice front flip off the cheater ramp. It's basically
Well, I was just saying that before you got there. The front flip, the cheater ramp make front flip so easy that they make them hard. It's like flipping a super kick.
yeah.
That his time is a little bit off.
That's a good analogy because super flippers for super kickers for anybody, like basically you just kind of lean back or you're gonna land on your head.
You pretty much flipping your eyes out. Like you break your wiggle and when you use your shoulders, legs, and arms to end the engine to bring it around. And a super kicker, you pretty much look up to the sky and then correct the rotation in midair. Or you can do that, like really pull that thing back and go for a double flip. But yeah, you and I won't be doing that.
No, I'm good.
Or that.
I might floss it. I'm joking. I don't want to do that. These Spaniards are doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, they brought a bunch of crazy stuff to the contest like that. Mini drop flip, Superman that he looked at. He was using the bottom of a quarter pipe to do that on a one of those forklift, crane forklift, whatever you call it.
They're just on the top of it.
Yeah. And I don't know what's going on.
This is his run.
Oh yeah.
Holy grab to rock solid.
Yeah, you don't see that often.
No.
You don't see that. It's pretty cool, dude. Oh no, dude, this is some other event because there's a quarter pipe there. We didn't have quarter pipe on that one.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so if you think like flipping a super kicker is easy, try flipping a freaking quarter pipe. You have to try not to flip it. It still comes back.
When I screwed up, like my pull was all wrong for a while. I couldn't figure out the positioning, so I couldn't flip off regular. So I went to Chuck's house. He had that super kicker, and I literally just got back into like pulling position, just like with my hand raised and my feet raised and my butt back, and just rode at the super kicker like that, and just stayed in that position, and would come in like vertical, like nose down, like almost made it all the way around, and literally didn't shift my body. I just was already leaned back. So then once I like trained myself that that's where I should be when I pulled, then I could go at the ramp, and then as I got to the top of the ramp, put myself into pull position. But that's like how I taught myself how to pull correctly.
Yeah, that's the right way to do it, dude. But on the quarter pipe, when you do those transfer backflips or open loops or egg rolls, however you want to call them, you actually have to wait until your front wheel is completely off the ramp before you even make a mimic of a motion. It's not even a real motion that you have to do, and the thing comes around. It's just stupid.
So you drive off it straight and kind of like drop your butt back?
Not even you drive off straight. You keep your weight in the middle of the bike the whole time you're going up.
And when you go off, you just slide your butt back a little bit towards the back axle?
Barely. Like as soon as your front wheel's off the ramp, you either lean your head back a little bit or get your butt further back into your seat, and it comes around no problem.
So were super flips actually easier on that because it would slow it down?
Yeah. Actually, that was the only combo. I had like 3 or 4 different combos I was working on the quarter pipe, that I thought they were going to help me in the score. They ended up not helping at all, so I quit it. The first one was the super flip. Then I was doing fully extended cliffhanger flips on that. I got to heart attack flips and Cordova flips on that. And the thing is, like, for that Cordova, you had to have such a steep landing that on a regular landing, it was hurting to land. Like, for me to do the combos, I have to catch air, go straight up. Because you can flip and, like, stay low, like, a couple feet from the ground, like a minute flip. But if you want to trick it, you got to actually launch into the air, do your trick and land. And the first time I did it, I did my super flip, and it landed so hard that the bike bounced and washed me out to the side. You saw it on one of the videos we were watching earlier. And then I decided that I didn't want to try any of the tricks after that because it was hurting my leg. Like the next day, I woke up feeling like I did like 200 squats. So I was like, I'm done with this. Like, it's not really worth it for the score or the risk.
Got it. Because it's weird because maybe if somebody else more popular had done those tricks, it would have affected their score more.
I think Levi Sherwood did super transfer flips back in the day, and everyone lost their minds. But also the landing was way steeper. I think it was in Spain for Red Bull X Fighters, and they made one landing 4 quarter pipes. It wasn't for anything else but quarter pipes, so it was a really steep landing. But like in Night of the Jumps, they have to cram all these ramps together, and you got to set up like a double flip ramp, a double flip super kicker, regular ramp, a front flip ramp, quarter pipe from one side for transfer flips, and quarter pipes on the other side for flares. So they have to find like a happy medium for all those ramps into one landing, and it's impossible. It just won't work. I mean, unless you stay low on the egg rolls.
It's like a IFMA setup.
Very similar to that, like that, the circle, like on those small arenas, like you just go in a circle, and it's kind of lame for riders that trying to be creative on their lines and everything, but you got to adapt to whatever you get.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is, right? These are the ramps. And you got to do your best stuff off them. Although it is kind of frustrating, you would know better than most, when you show up and there's some kind of specific ramp that 1 or 2 people have been working on. And then it's like use of course. Well, I've never seen that before, so I don't know. That's kind of unfair.
Yeah, it happens a lot lately because back in the day, they would just make a dirt jump, like 100, 200 feet dirt to dirt jump, or they set up a quarter pipe and stuff like that. It's like, oh, of course, just go through it. So like, yeah, but not anymore, dude. I can't go straight. I mean, yes, you can go straight on a front flip ramp, but you can't just jump it right off the back and just for use of course. Right. So stuff like that kind of suck that they add that to that format. But I mean, that's why the way they do it is like we'll send the blueprints of this ramp for everyone, but you also need a crap load of money to be building ramps left and right for all the kinds of tricks we're doing now. And we were supposed to also get that ramp that Levi Sherwood developed last year that he was double flipping 75 feet, but that ended up not happening. But for a little bit, I was pretty worried that I would have to adapt to that on site instead of being able to practice it here at home.
Right. Yeah, that's gnarly. Is the front flip ramp? That's just a regular standard ramp with that attachment on the end, right?
Not quite. It's I think it's one of the older models when the ramps were a little bit mellower, because it throws you like, because of the trick. If you rainbow too much on your trick, there's a big chance you're gonna over rotate, and if you over rotate, you won't be able to stop it. That's what happened to me, and that's why I stopped doing it. While it's on a mellower ramp, it throws you forward more than high. If you over rotate, your bike it's able to level. And right, because I over rotated on the Nitro Circus ramp, which is really flat, and I rode out no problem. I mean, I hit my chest on the bars, but I was fine. While I did it on the ramp, I built myself, which was a little bit poppier, and I over rotated. I was not able to control it at all. Like it just kept on going, and I tried everything I knew about slowing the rotation down. And as soon as my front wheel touched the ground, it just launched me over the bars, and I got that compressed spine on the landing. And I mean, it has to be flatter. Then that's what the ramp that Anthony got. It was based off my ramp. They just changed the radius of it and made it a little bit mellower than the ramp I had. And I think that makes it a little bit safer.
Huh. Yeah, because the more you pop up, the more it's going to spin freely.
Yeah, I mean, actually, if you push your legs against the ramp, like to preload, it'll spin you faster.
Right, because you're loading the suspension into the mechanism harder.
Because my technique that I was using, I was just pretty much taking the weight of my pecs as I was hitting the mechanical part of the ramp, and just kept my body straight to spot where I was going to land, and that would slow down the rotation a little bit enough for me to just tug it and speed it up again. And that's what I did on my last attempt 2-3 years ago. But when I speed up my rotation, I was still going like 5 feet off the ground that I was where I was supposed to be, so I wasn't able to slow it down enough. When I noticed I was over rotating, I just like went straight to the top of my head.
Yeah. So you're shorter?
Probably I am, dude. Probably.
I'm shorter than I was.
Yeah, I mean both my femurs are broken, so I lost some length with that, and then I compressed my spine not only that time but a few other times. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I got here being like 6'7" to the United States, and now I'm 5'3".
Are you really 5'3"?
Yeah.
My first license, driver's license said 5'11" on it, and then something happened. I needed to change something on my license, and they were like, "Oh, well, your height is wrong because you're now 5'10". So we'll change that. So I was like, okay. And then the next time I went back in there, they were like, "You're 5'9", and I'm like, "We don't need to change." I was like, "We'll just leave the license. It's fine. We don't need to change it anymore."
God, how do you keep shrinking? You're like, you're probably not even 5'3" anymore then.
Yeah, you're probably not.
I mean, that's why I tried to spike up my hair to get like those extra couple inches back.
And I got no hair, so I'm definitely shorter than I was. Yeah, I compressed my back when I was 17. I compressed a T5 vertebrae, like wedged it, and then I guess the discs must be shrinking or something. I don't know.
Dude, I'm looking forward to be 50. All those joints and discs and everything. It's gonna be such a party.
Everybody bitches anyway, so what's the difference?
Well, yeah, at least I'm gonna have a reason to be complaining about, right?
Exactly. It's like, that's when people say that. I go, "How do you feel?" They go like, "Shit," and I'm like, "Well, there you go."
It can't be that bad, dude. It can't be worse than it is now, right?
No, I think that we're more used to pain than the average person, I would say. So we're already acclimated.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's been way over 10 years since the last time I didn't feel any pain at all. So I was like, I'm just used to it. Like I feel the pain, but I'm used to it. It's like, oh, my knees hurt this morning. My ankle's kind of stiff to walk down the stairs, but that's what it is. I mean,
normal
I'm
day.
just used to it. Yeah, it's a normal day. It's like people's like, yeah, you're limping. Like, so.
One comedian, we were at a event, and he takes me aside. He goes, "Hey, this is gonna sound weird, but I watch people's walks a lot." And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I didn't realize who it was, and I saw you walk in, and I was like, man, he's fucked up." And then I saw who it was, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." And I was like, "Oh, that's good."
That's what it is. And like every morning it takes me like 5 minutes before my joints are fully, functional.
Exactly.
And when I say fully functional, it's like up to 70%.
He must have caught me when I just stood up off the stool or something, and I had to,
Yeah.
to loosen my knee
You're
back up.
fully frozen. Yeah, definitely like that.
Yeah, the first couple are like, ugh, and then you kind of loosen back up, and you're like, I'm all right.
Yeah, normally after the first or second pop on your joints, you're like, okay, we're good to go now.
That's right. Mine now, I gotta like get up and slowly straighten my left knee out real good, and then I'm all right to go.
I might try that because I haven't even. I just deal with it. I don't work through it. I just like, okay, it'll loosen up throughout the day, I guess.
Well, my left one's bad enough where first, if I sit long enough with it bent, it'll almost give out on me sometimes. So I gotta
Oh,
like,
yeah, I don't want it.
yeah. You get another message?
Yeah, because Javi yesterday went to a skate park and they were doing a train on a hip jump, and the kid that was in front of him wasn't going fast enough, and Javi hit his rear wheel with his front wheel, so he landed on his head and he had a mild concussion. One of those that he felt that he was just waking up from a dream. So that they were just asking me how was he doing right now. Yeah,
How's he
well,
doing?
concussion. There's another whole kind of worms we're gonna open with that. Oh, he's fine, dude. He's still acing all his grades in school, so I can. He should probably. I should probably get more concussions. I guess I don't know. He he's like been doing a few BMX shows here and there. Might be a chance I might be able to take him with me to Europe. Not sure yet. I'm just working on it with Steve. But
Nice.
I'm still trying to keep it off the you know the stunt world. I really hope he has a future as a
You're
regular.
as a regular person. I was gonna say because you're not doing very well because they already have more of a foot in the stunt world than most.
Um, yeah, I'm screwed, dude. I pushed it in, and then when I was like trying to back it up, it was already too late. They were already in that slippery slope of like I just doing this. But I mean, they concerned about having good grades and doing good at school, but every time they get a chance to like go ride or do something stupid on their bicycles, they do. I mean, at least they're still keeping it on bicycles, even though Javi was mentioning that he was feeling ready to go and do it on an FMX, and I just like pretty much ignored those every time he mentions it. I just don't acknowledge that he's saying that, but I know I can't stop it. I just can't slow it down.
How old is he now?
15.
15. That's a long time to
Yeah.
that you've kept him off of it at least full time.
I mean, I'm still keeping it up.
I know, but
We got all these ramps and airbags in the backyard. So I mean, I don't know who I'm trying to kid, saying like, who am I kidding about this? Like they can do whatever they want to, and every time they get a chance, I try not to be there because I know he gets really nervous when I'm around. If Claudia's around, like she's taking him there, he just like relaxes and smokes the whole show. But it's when I'm there, he feels the pressure that he has to show me how good he is. And dude, I just want him to have fun.
he's trying to live up to his dad. You know, that was
Man, I
easy.
shouldn't be so goddamn great.
You shouldn't have been so great. Look at all the pressure you put on your kid.
I've never looked at it that way, dude.
Dude, my kid would have it easy. He'd be like,
I'd say if he made it to 25 with hair, he would be sick.
if he was 26 not hair, he already beat me. Good job, son.
Yeah, no. That's how what I'm dealing with right now. Like I know he wants to do the shows, and of course he wants to. I'll give him all my knowledge. But for me, as I see it right now, the risk reward is not really worth it unless your reward is fun. If your reward is fun, great, go ahead and do it. As much as you want. But if you're trying to do it for to make it as a career right now, it's not really worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. It's weird because when we grow up, we raced because there wasn't freestyle, so you were inadvertently preparing for it, but you didn't realize that. You know, like if I hadn't raced and then raced professionally, I never would have had the confidence or the ability to even hit a ramp. You know, so as much as we didn't think it, we were still kind of preparing for when that came up.
Yeah, well, and Javi raced too for like 4 or 5 years before we quit the racing because it got too expensive for me. So he actually knows how to ride a dirt bike, and then he's getting all the tricks on the BMX, and he's done a few tricks on his dirt bike when he was riding the 85. So I know if he starts jumping ramps, he can do good, and he'll probably have no problem flipping. He's a different generation. Like he's a generation that grew up watching flips. Like when the flip came into the scene for us, it was like, oh, how is that
Yeah.
happening? You need to modify that bike to do that. Like all the science we knew about dirt bikes, and when I say science, like all the gossip we knew about how bikes work, told us that backs weren't supposed to work because of the gyroscopic effect of the piston, and then turned out to all be bullcrap and freaking witchcraft.
Yeah, and the motor helps you spin backflips.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were lied the whole life. I think it was my dad told me that, so I wouldn't try it. Sucker dad.
Oh, Dad. Sabotaged you. You could have been
Yeah.
the first infant to flip.
I probably could have. No, not really. Flipping didn't came easy for me at all. It took
No.
me a long time on the bicycle to get it right. And then, well, also I never had all the tools, but it didn't came easy for me at all. Like it did for both my kids. They got it for 2 or 3 attempts.
Because they've been watching you. You take that stuff in. Like, what?
Yeah,
You
it
know,
becomes. I guess it becomes natural, dude. Like
yeah.
we go to skate parks and I watch Javi do massive transfers and hip jumps and drop ins, and I'm just like, they're making sure my sprocket is not gonna hit the coping as I drop down.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm freaking flying through the skate park, and then my wife brings me back to reality. It's like, hey, you were the slowest one out there. What were you going so slow? So, what were you talking about? I'm pretty sure my front wheel went over coping once.
She's like, your 8-year-old just fucking made you look silly.
It happens. It happens a lot.
All right. Well, let's, man, well, I guess next time they won't have the streaming issue and then we'll have a full episode. So, if Nick and I don't do it, live, then I'll have you on when you get back. But if not, we can still talk about you don't take camera with you anymore? Or Claudia was always the one that shot everything?
She was the one in charge of the camera the whole time. And they don't pay for another ticket. That's what I was trying to get them to pay your ticket.
Yeah.
Then I talked to Steve and convinced him to take you there, and I highly spoke of you so they would, take you there as a reporter or something for America. But budget issues, they have to make more money.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna this is news for everybody on here. We're going to Steve and I are gonna do some reviews of the Night of the Jumps events as well. So I'll get to watch the video with either Nick, if Javier's there, or Javier, and then I'll have a conversation with Steve about how we feel, judging was and all that stuff and the runs and whatever happened behind the scenes that we can talk about. Javier won't be involved in any of that. He goes to his room right after the event like a good guy.
Yeah. Especially fighting with jet lag and trying to stay awake. We get 200 drinks on the system, and plenty of water, and then try to sleep right after that. It's a battle. It's a battle.
It's a battle, but you just need to have a couple drinks at night. Javier will help you sleep. I'm joking. Drinking never helped me sleep. I don't sleep at all after. I'll take a couple drinks and then next day I'm like, I'm so tired. I didn't get any rest.
That's how it goes. So yeah. I try to stay away from that, like until I'm done riding, at least. Even though then it sucks because then I sleep like we finish the show like at 1 in the morning. I mean I'm taking the bikes apart and everything. We're back at the tail like at 1 in the morning, and my shuttle to the airport goes at 4 a.m. It's like, what the hell, dude? Like if I go partying now, I'll miss my flight. and then I'm gonna be hangover for the next 6 hours on, locked on a plane.
I've managed to be hungover on every international flight home.
Well, you're braver than me.
One time in Colombia, we got real drunk, and then the next day they were like, "Oh, we got it." I don't remember the trip from the airport to the place being that long, but sure enough, that morning, same thing, early as hell. It's like 85 degrees. It's like 5 hours to the airport. The dude's got no AC. I'm just like,
Oh yeah, I can't believe that.
dude, I wanted to shoot myself. And Colombian roads, he's just back and forth like for hours.
Were you with a bag up to your mouth the whole time?
Dude, no, it wasn't that bad, but I was definitely like, this is the worst ride to the. Then we had to go into Venezuela, and if anybody knows, Venezuela and Colombia don't really get along that well. So then they pull us out of the car and go through every single one of our bags, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
I mean, that's a freaking cocaine route, so of course they have to
Yeah.
check all the lines.
Yep. And we had big bags, so that always looks suspicious. One time coming back with your brother, this is before we started using golf bags to put our suspension in. We'd have our suspension in, like, I always had mine in a gun case, which is awesome to try to go through the airport. But your brother, we were coming back from Colombia, and he had he had a Chilean passport going from Colombia to the U.S. So he got pulled into every room that we walked by. They would like pop out and they'd be like, "Hey, you, come here." So I started.
Also, did Villegas is a real like drug lord last name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. They definitely checked him at every. He's like, dude, they just checked me like 50 feet ago, and they're like, we don't care, get in here. So I kept giving him shit. I'm like, did they check your butt? And he's like, he's like, no.
I got that offering once. It was not good at all.
Yeah, he was like, they X-rayed me. I said, what if you told them you didn't want to X-ray? He goes, they would check my butt.
Yeah, I went through that exact same thing, dude. Same thing. It sucked, dude.
What, you were like, they already checked me, and they're like, well, we'll check your butt if you want. And you're like, nah, it's cool. You can go ahead. Pound me down.
Well, man, let's prepare better for the next one with footage and all that.
Yeah, full length footage, and like I said, I'm just learning at this, so I'll figure out more ways to chop this stuff and make it entertaining at least. And like I said, we'll get Javi on. He's doing events all the time. We'll make you hey, we should do well, I guess I wouldn't do it, but I could just not say anything and not be on the screen, but you and somebody Spanish could do Spanish events for Latin FMX.
Yeah, well, that would be nice if there were any, Spanish events. There's nothing in Spanish. Nothing's going on. Just like monster truck shows and intermissions. There's nothing interesting happening right now except for that show in Brazil. But if anything happens, yeah, we can do something about it.
All right. Well, if something happens, we'll do something about it. How about that?
Yeah, when something interesting happens, I'll hit you up.
And I got the next couple of weeks filled, but you should come on the regular podcast too, so you can talk with me and Nick.
About what? About the same things that we just talked today? Sweet, let's do it.
No, we won't.
Injuries, lifting off the bed in the morning, stuff like that. Yeah.
No, we usually just drink on that show and barely talk about dirt bikes. So,
all right.
There's that.
It's all gonna be the non-drinking guy.
Yeah, it's our guests are always the non-drinking guy. It's just me and Nick drinking and the guest talking to us.
Yeah, that sounds fun. That's a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right, this week I got Kenny Bartram, and
oh god, dude! I just remember I'm supposed to send him my tax paperwork from a show I did last year. You probably already filed his taxes. He's never gonna call me for a show again.
He's so mad at you.
Probably. Just bring that up. Bring that up on the podcast.
Tell him Javier's not trying to dodge your taxes, Kenny. He just he forgot. He's on South American time, which is like a month late.
15 minutes.
And then the week after, I'm actually gonna have Steve Summerfield on.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll talk to him, find out what he's been doing, exactly how he's involved with all this stuff, and then we'll get a plan on, like I said, doing all those event reviews.
Nice, dude. That's gonna be awesome. And buckle up, because he's a funny guy, dude.
Yeah, he and I actually, you gave me his WhatsApp, and then we started talking, and next thing you know, we talked for like fucking 3 hours or something on that thing. Just making jokes about shit. He's like, he goes, is this podcast, is it video or just audio? I said, it's video. He's like, the internet in Germany is too slow. It won't work. I said, good, I'll just put up a shitty picture of you the whole time. And he's just laughing about it. So I liked him already.
I'm going to have to watch a podcast. You just keep switching the same picture. You just like put filters on it and just keep switching it.
Yeah, I'll just find the worst pictures I can of him and just put them up while he's
great, dude. I'll share the crap out of that podcast.
All right, perfect. All right, everybody. Sorry it wasn't. I thought for sure he posted a full video, but no, we just had snippets.
Homework,
yeah. I don't do homework. I'm a remedial kid. They didn't even let us take our textbooks home. We couldn't be. That's a true story. They couldn't be trusted. They knew we'd never bring them back, so they're like, "It's not worth it. We'll just read the lessons to you."
Oh god.
That's actually.
The system blows my mind once again.
That's actually a true story. My sister was like, would they stop giving homework when I graduated? And I'm like, no, you were in honors class. I'm in like almost retarded class. Like, it's a totally different scenario. I actually, at one point, I tried to go down to, there was one class under the class I was in. And I was like, dude, they're probably playing games in that fucking class. Like, I guarantee you they don't even do any work. They're probably just. My mom told me she was not letting me try to fail out to move down. She was like, "You're not going down a level again, okay? You're not." She's like, "You're staying in the C level, remedial level class." The class below me, they had helmets on. I was trying to get into that one.
Oh god.
This is more like what's the regular podcast is like. No dirt bikes, just talk about ridiculous stuff.
I don't know if I'll be able to fit into that, but I'll put some solid effort on it.
Well, that's what Steve was like, said something, and he goes, "Oh, I just did a interview with so and so for a podcast, I think Squib or somebody," and he's like, "We were like 5 beers deep. It was nonsense, this and that," and I was like, "Yeah, that's my podcast. That's my regular podcast." I was like, he was like, "Oh, I don't even have to prepare for this one. I'll be ready to go." I was like, "No."
Pants? I'm not wearing any pants either. just a shirt, dude. I just put this shirt on.
The Pantsless podcast.
I'm pretty sure you do have pants because you have to run to the next room to, close those out.
I do have pants, but, All right. Till next time. Sorry that this one's, I guess I'm not sorry. This is the way it goes. Clusterfuck. But, next time we're going to have... Huh?
I'm not sorry either.
Yeah, Javier's not sorry. He's grainy as fuck. And he's not sorry about it.
Yeah, dude, what the hell, dude? It's at least you can't see the imperfections on my face.
That's your internet. Don't blame it on me.
Oh, you know why? Because both my kids just came from school, so they just went straight into the internet.
They're just streaming like mad.
Yeah. And I know Ben is what he has, he's watching on his phone, his tablet, and his computer, 3 different YouTube channels at the same time. None of them is Two Wheels to Freedom, though.
Yeah. Go and follow. I'll subscribe to Action Village. You subscribe to Two Wheels.
I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed, but I'm going to make my kids subscribe too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Later.
Thanks, Javi. Later, everyone. Tune in next time. It might be better.